Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team with Brabham here on the PS5. 3 rounds to go. We're heading to Las Vegas tonight for round 22. And as you can see, we are running a brand new livery tonight. This is one of the 3 liveries that is up to be voted on, for which will become the permanent livery for this team at the end of the season. I was going to run this originally just at Abu Dhabi, but then I figured after the whole livery reveals last night, plus the fact that this is the final race in the States this year, it made sense to actually put this livery out tonight instead. And so that leaves us with 2 more races. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to run the DHL livery, and the day after that, Friday, the end of season race, we will run the FedEx livery, and that way you get a chance to see each of the 3 liveries that we are, currently putting up for vote through a whole race weekend. And then if you were on the fence or unsure, you actually get to see what the car looks like in person, kind of, across a full race weekend, rather than just a couple of still images. So that's the plan. We are going to run, let's say, the Cadillac branded livery tonight. And as I say, when we go to Qatar tomorrow, we'll do DHL, and then we'll do FedEx on Friday when we go to Abu Dhabi. Speaking of Vegas, we have 17 days to go until the end of, or until the start of the Grand Prix. Let's take a quick look at where we sit with projects. We have 2 spaces available, 2 currently going through. We've got a little bit of cash to spend, 3.2 mil. Let's start by taking an updated look at where the car sits in terms of current work on the regulations. In fact, actually, what are we putting through right now? We're working on a front wing and a rear wing right now, and both of those have got some hours in them. So the chassis, as it currently sits, we've covered off about half of the cooling loss, and we've almost covered off the airflow changes. So that's pretty good for the chassis. Front wing is going through right now, a long way off, as you can see, but the new project is putting hours in. Same with the rear wing, again, a long way off. Not as far, because it's just airflow sensitivity on this one. There's no cooling on the rear wing. There's hours going through on that as well, I believe. Side pods, done a pretty good job with the side pods. We've actually covered off the airflow, and we were about 3/4 nearly on the cooling, so the side pods are in pretty good shape for next season. The underfloor has got a little bit of airflow, and we've covered off almost half of that. And then the suspension has cooling and airflow, and that actually needs a fair bit more work. So let's get a suspension project done, and then I suppose another chassis would be the ideal ones to do. So let's jump in and get the chassis done. No more hours. Oh, no, we do have hours. It's our final ATR period. Decisions. I think I'll wait. We're in November. Yeah, I'll wait on the hours, and let's try. In fact, no. Let's split it up. Let's do 1 MAU hour And then 56, that's 28, so that's 14. There we go. Let's do it like that. We'll go with slightly extra on this one, because we can get 4 more projects guaranteed. And then beyond that, probably not much else. So maybe 1 or 2 more projects, I don't know. We want to really focus in on that cooling again. Leave the airflow there. Let's drop these right down. Go to there. And then chassis for the next one. And we'll just go with 1 hour on that one. And another 14 hours there. Again, we're going to concentrate on what's going to be affected most. There we go. How you doing, Dino? How you doing, Farah? Let's take a look at our facility situation. Factory's going to need that refurb. Wind tunnel's fine. Car park test center's fine. We've got 3 upgrades going through. Team hub's fine. Race sim's going to need a refurb. Sports center will probably need a refurb before we get to Vegas, so that'll take care of itself. We'll check it at the beginning of the next week. There we go. So we will refurb the tour center. Have got some sponsor money coming, as you can see. Let's see, that was the front wing. Everything else is just going to be affected now by aero, apart from the side pods, but we don't really need to do the side pods. So I'm going to put all the remaining hours into the front wing, I think, because we know that that is a pretty key part in terms of both cooling and airflow. That's going to affect the tyre wear quite badly, and 2 different airflows, you know, front and sensitivity to worry about on this one. So let's drop the downforce down. We can counteract the fact that, you know, the demands are quite high by putting in a little bit of extra hours. And I don't have the money. Okay, so we're going to have to wait on that one a couple of days. But it will only be a couple of days. There's our staff survey. Biggest issue is still car performance. Well, there's nothing that can be done about that now. Kimmy is fine about the car. His biggest issue is his salary, and he's neutral on that. Everybody's still nice and enthusiastic, though. Low on side pod stock, that's fine. We've got enough to get us through. Achieved our targets. It's another 4.65 mil. No mandatory activity, but it's enough to get us through the research costs. So back to the front wing, slap all the remaining hours onto that. There we go. Whack that all the way back up. Drop these all the way back down. And drop those down. Let's do that. Balance it that way. There we go. One engineer. That'll take us to the end of December, so that works out timing-wise quite nicely. And then we are 4 days away from the rear wing project being done. I might do another rear wing. Might do a side pod on that one instead. Let's see. Sponsor plan. We have another 4.65 mil to earn in this period, plus another 1.3 on top for the mandatory energy drink advert cameo appearance. Let's get Abby doing her thing again. We'll also do a factory tour as well, and then just as a last backup, we'll throw the scouts in there as well. And that gives us that nice little bit of extra leeway just in case something goes horribly wrong. Okay. 5 days away from Vegas. Tom Stallard's rating goes up to a 91. Very nice. Marcus Dudley on a 93. There is the level 3 design center upgrade. There is the tour center refurb done. And the rear wing project is finished. I don't have time to do another rear wing, I don't think, without hiring extra engineers. Oh, I do have 3 available. Maybe I could go with another rear wing then. What I'm going to do is, because we've finished the front and rear wing project since we started, we won't see the results of those added in, so we're going to have to save and then reload so we can actually see those additions. There we go. So front wing is now looking considerably healthier, as you can see. Very nice. Evening, Clark. So what's the rear wing looking like now? Not bad. You know what? I don't think I'm going to worry about the rear wing. I think what I might do is instead do another side pod just to deal with that cooling issue. It will be slightly cheaper as well. So let's go to research. Let's do a side pod. Let's reduce the drag down. Let's push the cooling up. Let's drop that down a touch. In fact, we can drop that all the way down actually, because we've already surpassed the targets on the airflow. So we can just pump that little bit of extra onto the engine cooling. There we go. One engineer, and that's it for research. I think maybe we can squeeze something else in when one of these finishes, but we'll only be able to get one more project in. We won't have enough engineers to do 2. So we'll see what we do as far as that goes. Right. 1 day left until Vegas. There we go. Weather is going to be warm without rain. No surprise there. I wonder if this is going to be one of those circuits that's coded to never rain. Never seen rain at Vegas in all my times running this track. That would be kind of interesting. Our targets for tonight, 14th for Oscar and 16th for Kimmy. Once again, we should absolutely demolish those. Let's head to Vegas.
Welcome to the Silver State of Nevada for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. The track here is a high-speed street circuit that takes in the lights and the sights of this spectacular Sin City. Drivers will take on over a mile of the Las Vegas Strip, racing flat out past all the glamour and glitz it has to offer. In the last round, we saw the perfect blending of strategy and performance lead to a well-earned win. But can they pull it off again here? So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend starts here.
So this is what the team could look like next year if we go with the Cadillac branding. As I said, if you are just joining, we will be running the other two liveries over the next 2 nights as well. So you'll get to see all 3 of the liveries currently up to be voted on in action. But seeing as this is the American branding, but Cadillac, figured we would run this one at Vegas rather than serving it for Abu Dhabi instead. Let's get the cars prepped and ready. We'll start by taking out the engine. Still have that brand new ERS. And 2 new gearboxes. So we'll just change the engine. We'll go with 15 laps for Vegas. Downforce is very low around this circuit. Front wing is almost non-existent. In the 0 to 1 range, pretty much. More likely to be a 0. Rear wing is likely to be a 10, 10.5. A little bit more rear wing than Monza. But not much more. Once again, we will take the engine out, put the old one in. Won't change the other parts. There we go. And let's just quickly check they are running the same spec. So they are on the same chassis, same front wing, same rear wing, same side pod, same underfloor, and same suspension. Ooh, excuse me. Right, setup then. Let's start with Kimmy's car first of all. We are going to go with a 1 on the front wing on this car. We'll go with a 10.5 on the rear. We'll go to a 1.9 on the roll bar. I'm going to go quite low with the toe. Just push the camber up a little. Sorry, the camber quite low. Push the toe up a little bit. And we'll go with that. And for Oscar's car, we're going to take that front wing all the way down to a 0. We're going to stick with a 10.5, stick with a 1.9. We're going to go a little bit higher on both the camber and the toe. And we'll try that. And let's send them to the track. Oh, wow, 4 cars running damaged parts here.
Oscar, radio check.
Yep, radio check.
Yep, that's loud and clear.
So,
Where you can.
who else watched the full 2-hour show last night?
loud and clear. We'll focus on the brakes a bit. Copy.
Before we start talking about the liveries, what were your thoughts on the event itself?
Copy.
You thought it was cringe. I thought it was all right. I mean, it started to drag a bit. I did actually feel myself starting to nod off a little bit because I was quite tired last night anyway. But I did find myself starting to nod off towards the end of the show. Some of the actual presentations I thought were fantastic. Some of them were shit. And the Alpine one was just car crash TV. It was two dogs fucking on the side of the road you couldn't not watch. It was just the one of my absolute favourite bits of that, which actually made me burst out laughing, was the DJ going full bore, the crowd absolutely silent, no reaction whatsoever, and it cut to Flavio Briatore, who just had this "what the fuck am I watching" expression on his face. That was just the funniest shit ever to me. It really was. I really liked the Salva presentation at the start. That was a really good one to kick things off. You know, with the light up green drumsticks. I thought that was really kind of cool. I liked the Ferrari one with the evolution of Ferraris across the years. I liked the Williams one with the nod to days gone by. Especially with the little bit of voiceover they included from Frank Williams and Patrick Head. I really liked that one. I thought the V-Carb presentation was really cringe, really bad. In fact, I would say it was worse than the Alpine one, because the Alpine one had that, you know, car crash, can't look away element to it. But Red Bulls was cheesy. Didn't really enjoy the Red Bull one. Mercedes was all right.
Currently looking quite low.
I did notice how they showed very little footage of Lewis Hamilton in their package. There was like one very brief 1 second clip, if that, of Lewis Hamilton in their montage video. But yeah, it was a strange event, a very strange event. But say the highlight for me was just watching was watching Briatore just going, "What the fuck is this?" that was perfect. And also, they wheel out Stefano Domenicali at the very end of the show, right before the McLaren presentations, you know, and he welcomes the crowd and says, "Hope you enjoy the show." The show's fucking over by that point. There's like 5 minutes worth left. And then at the very end, oh my God, they wheel out fucking Take That. What the fuck? I was like, they start as a 5-piece, then they became a 4-piece, now they're a 3-piece. It's a very special tribute. And I thought, oh wow, don't tell me they've got Fleetwood Mac. They're going to do Chains. They're going to do the classic BBC Formula One theme song. I thought that would be amazing, and no, it's Take That, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And then I was scrolling through my newsfeed on Google after the event, and people were lambasting Take That for their performance at the BAFTAs, where they did the exact same thing. They rolled them out, and people were roasting the fuck out of Take That's performance there. And they did the same 2-song set, I think. It was, not a good week for Take That. It was such a bizarre choice, though, to end the show with Take That, and I don't quite understand why they went with that. I think the concept has merit. I don't think it works as a 2-hour show. I was concerned when I found out it was going to be hosted by Jack Whitehall, because I'm not really a fan of Jack Whitehall, but he actually did a pretty decent job. I thought I did like the way he was, lightly roasting the drivers. Particularly enjoyed him calling Valtteri Bottas Tiger King Joe Exotic. But it wasn't a bad show. He did fanboy over Charles a little bit, yeah. Apparently Charles was playing chess on his phone during the event. You could tell people really didn't want to be there. Some of his jokes were painfully unfunny. Yes, some of his jokes were painfully unfunny, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I was expecting a lot worse when I found out it was Jack Whitehall who was doing it. Yeah, I don't particularly find him funny, but I actually enjoyed some of his skits with the drivers. It was better than I was expecting it to be in that respect. Right, let's see our opening feedback. We've got 93% and 91%. Not bad at all. Pretty decent start. Evening, Adrian. So, we talked about the show. Let's talk about the liveries. I noticed a pattern starting to form with Sauber and Williams and Alpine all going for the two-tone fade from the front to the back of the car. Sauber's livery, it's not that exciting, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was last year. You know, with the green nose fading into the black back of the car. I thought it was an okay livery. It wasn't anything particularly special, but I say a hell of an improvement on last season's, which I thought was hideous. I'm trying to think who was up next. Next was Williams. Williams going away from their style. So if we have a look at the Williams here, you can see how they're quite bright at the front, and then they tend to go a bit dark through the middle of the car to the back of the car. And they've kind of flipped that, so they're now dark blue at the front, fading through to light blue or a lighter blue through the rest of the car. You know, the nose is dark, and again, it's a mirror but a flip, but echoes the what Sauber have done. And then Alpine, not a huge fan, but again, pink fading through to blue, and then that little pink flash at the back for the A for the Alpine. Yeah, I mean, there's more paint on the car than last year. Last year, the car had pretty much no paint on it at all, as you can see here with Joe. Just little bits of flash here and there, but I mean, I kind of like that livery. I like it more than I like the new livery. I wasn't all that fussed about the Alpine livery. I think Haas was next. Haas had kind of flipped the car a little bit, so they've gone white where the white and black is on the car. They've kind of flipped it, so they've now got white side pods with black writing. I think the nose is fully white this year as well. It's more of a flip of their logo from last season. Just the same color scheme, just flipping the colors on the side of the car. It's all right. It's not amazingly exciting or anything, but I mean it's decent. It's better than some of the others. You could see the Toyota Gazoo Racing branding on the car, and with a bit of prominence towards the rear of the car, so that's nice to see. And who else came after that? I think after that was... Oh no, it wasn't Haas. It was before Haas was was VCarb. Cringy presentation, really cringy presentation. Really nice livery. At first I thought they were unleashing the White Bull livery that Red Bull ran a couple of seasons ago. I think 2020 was it? They ran the White Bull. I thought they were doing that for a second, and then you saw the dark blue of the AlphaTauri branding at the back of the car, with lots of little bulls breaking out of that blue block at the rear of the car. I actually quite like the VCarb livery. It's a very different look to what we've seen, and I like it. Team feels more like it has its own identity rather than just being the Visa Cash App car that it is at the moment, or was last year. Still got big Visa branding on the sides, but I was at 21. I remember it was supposed to be in Japan, but it was because of COVID, it didn't run in Japan. But yeah, I thought it was 2020. But yeah, big change for the VCarb livery over what we currently have, and it's a very nice livery, I have to say. I really like what Mercedes have done. It doesn't look like they've changed it that much, but for me, the biggest change, if we skip forward till we get one of the Mercedes on track, it's a very subtle change, but I think it makes the car look so much nicer. We're not going to get a Mercedes on track now, are we? Oh, we're waiting. Let's adjust the setups. So let's go with a bit more front wing. 7% away. Push that up a bit. Let's go with that. And let's drop that down. Push that up. Try that. There's Ricardo. Where's Sainz? Sainz is still in the garage as well. Here we go. So the biggest change is a little bit more silver on the car, and the red Ineos branding on the engine box is gone, and that's now got a silver fade through it. There's a little bit more silver fading into the back of the car, and the red from the Ineos has been replaced with silver because they don't have Ineos as a sponsor anymore. And I just think it ties the car together nicer. There's no big red blob on the rear wing either. So, yeah, I kind of... I mean, I like the McLaren... the Mercedes livery anyway. So, to just see it cleaned up a little bit, I think makes it look even nicer. Very subtle little change, but it definitely has, to me personally, improved the look of the car slightly. The Aston was all right. I mean, it still looks very similar. A little bit of change of the positioning of the black on the car. So whereas on last year's car they had a lot of black through the side pod, over the top of the side pods, that has now changed position a little bit. Very cringy presentation for them as well, with the Bond style entrance. You know, but no, it's an Aston. A little bit more white on the car, a little bit more black in terms of a block. A little less yellow, I think, on the car as well. Not a bad looking car, but not a massive change. The McLaren has barely changed at all. All they have done is added MasterCard branding to the front wing, as far as I can tell, and maybe the rear wing as well. Now they have MasterCard as a sponsor, but it's pretty much exactly the same livery. The silver on the airbox was a bit naff. Well, no, I kind of liked it. I mean, it was red last season, but now it's silver because they don't have Ineos as a sponsor. It just breaks up that huge block of black behind the driver a little bit, and it pays a little bit more tribute to them being the Silver Arrows. So yeah, kind of liked it. Who have we not talked about yet? Red Bull. Yeah, Red Bull. Functionally pretty much exactly the same. Oh, you mean the Aston? I didn't see any silver. I thought it was white. Maybe it was just the lighting. I haven't seen much in the way of renders yet. Just going on memory from watching the show last night. I did like the Ferrari. Really liked the Ferrari. Are either of them running right now? Yes. It was nice to see a bit more black returning to the front wing. And I do think that they have improved the look of the engine. The McLaren livery was designed with tracing paper. Yeah, well, they said, that they hadn't changed it. The one thing about the Ferrari livery last season that I wasn't a huge fan of was the big yellow and white stripe down the side. They're gone. They've got a nice big white block on the engine cover this time around to for the HP branding, and it ties in a bit to what we've seen in the past with Ferraris when they had Marlboro sponsorship. So for me, that was quite a nice little historical kind of nod. Dino apparently thought it was horrific. But no, I kind of quite like that little white block on the back. I mean, it's HP this time, not Marlboro, but it is very reminiscent of the white block that used to be on the back of the car when they ran Marlboro stuff, when Schumacher was racing the Ferraris. So, again, I kind of liked it. It was an evolution of an old style design nice to see, as I say, a little bit more black on the front wing again, along with white and red. So the Ferrari I was quite taken with as well. I think that's all the teams now, isn't it? We've done Red Bull, Haas, Mercedes, Aston, Williams, Decarb, Alpine, McLaren, Mercedes, Sauber. Yeah, that's all the teams. You can, of course, watch the entire show if you've missed it. It's up on the official YouTube channel for F1 as the full show, just over 2 hours long. There are some highlight packages as well. But you can also, if you search Alpine F175, you can see just the Alpine set in its entirety. And I highly recommend you watch it just for the car crash, train wreck, two dogs fucking on the side of the road, the experience that it really was. And look for the close up of Briatore as well, which is about 2 minutes 30 into that little 5-minute video. You're surprised they broadcast it for free. I'm not. I mean, you're paying tickets to go to experience it live in person. You know, it made sense to broadcast it for free because it's a big anniversary event. They're going to want as many eyeballs on it as possible. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it was available for free. It was the right decision, absolutely the right decision for them to do that. Alpine really struggled making the blue and pink work together. On this year's car, yeah, it did not look good. I mean, it looked good on last year's car, but not this year. Let's see how we do in this session. Oh, we have a red flag. Maury has crashed. And so has one of the Red Bulls. Charles Leclerc is out. Oh! So he tried to go up the inside. He pushed the Ferrari into the wall, and the Ferrari bounced off the wall into him and took them both out.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
Oh dear. Oh, okay, so we can see we've gone wrong on this one. That needs to be down there. Which means that needs to come back to about there. Front wings now probably going to be off. Let's take the front wing down to that. Let's go with that. Just a little off on this car. Let's try doing that. I don't think that one's a million miles away. Ricardo's fault has escalated.
And as far as we can tell, they've got a...
So that'll be whatever part that is that's playing up. Let's have a look, see which one it is. Ricardo, there he is. Gearbox, that'll be a new gearbox for Daniel Ricciardo for qualifying then. Well, for practice 3, actually. Let's take a quick look at Leclerc's car. Ooh, that could do some real damage. We could be seeing some replacement engine parts going into that Red Bull. Maury had a new engine and a new gearbox. Might be getting a new ERS as well after that shunt. Evening, Army. How are you? '97 and '94. Getting closer. I am good. I am looking forward to the weekend because my new table arrives today. I had a little bit more cash in my bank than I was expecting. I realised I just didn't really spend any money at all last month. So I was looking around to get a table for my room for the PC. And I was just browsing through and I took a look just out of interest at the Secret Labs website. Because I just wanted to see just how expensive their best table was. It's way out of my price range. But it turns out I could afford the Magnus. Just. So I ordered myself a Magnus. And that turned up today. And oh boy, is it heavy. It weighs an absolute ton. I can't lift the box off the floor at all. And I've got to take it up 2 flights of stairs. So that's something that will be taken apart downstairs and then carried up piece by piece. But I have to move everything around in my room to put the table where I want it. So that's the job for the weekend. when I can unplug all my stuff and move it all around without having to worry about getting it plugged back in again. Because it's going to take me not just the time to get everything upstairs, but the time to recover from that, because it'll break my back given the weight of the damn table. And then get everything moved and then recover from that. Yeah, it'll be a weekend job. Move everything on the Saturday, bring the table up on the Sunday, get it built, and then by the end of the weekend I should have everything in position where it needs to be. And one nice bonus little surprise, because I was like wondering what I was going to have to do with one of my Cadillac units, thinking I might have to just take it apart and leave it disassembled because I wouldn't have space for it. I can actually fit the magnets over the top of one of my Cadillac units, and it's twice as deep as the Cadillacs. The Cadillacs will actually sit underneath with storage space and still give me leg room, which is awesome. Right, which way do I go? Up or down? Choices. I'm gonna go up. Evening, Wayne. So yeah, there was a Valentine's sale, which is the only reason why I could afford. It was still going. It's the only reason I could afford the table. But I took advantage of that. That is too high. That has to come down to about there. And that's going to have to go back as a result. That could be it. You switched off with a DJ. No, you've got to watch the DJ set just for how bad it is. And look for the complete lack of any reaction from the crowd. There was complete silence, sitting on their hands, even when he's trying to G them up with some excessive waving and trying to start a clapping thing going, and just crickets from the audience. And then the car comes out and you can hear the whoops and the cheers. They did not give two shits. And what they revealed afterwards, after his set was finished, he's actually the guy who composed the theme, the F1 theme that we have right now. But yeah, it was oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, I've watched it twice more today, just for the car crash that it was.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
And it also just highlights just how pointless the role of the DJ is once the music's been created. He just stands there and just waves his arms around and does absolutely fuck all to the to the equipment. And just pretends to turn a few dials. It is the mark of every single DJ these days. Stand there and look like they're doing something when they're doing absolutely nothing. What surprised me more than anything was the fact he wasn't even wearing any headphones. I would have thought,
We've got a yellow flag here.
Max has crashed.
zones on track.
I would have thought he would at least had some headphones on. Oh yeah, no, I've been saying it for years as well. I mean, it's been openly mocked online for years and years and years. But that just brought it home in full living HD with extreme close-ups of him doing absolutely nothing to the knobs and dials. I showed it to a friend of mine who's never seen any Formula One, and she said, "You got to watch this just for how bad it was." And the first thing she said was, "I need to watch this again so I can count how many hair flips there were." There we go. We nailed Kimi's car. He's almost where he needs to be. 1% short. Keep him out for an extra couple of laps.
Yeah.
Just waiting on Oscar's feedback. Did we nail Oscar's car as well? Ooh, excuse me. Oh, almost. One click of toe. But is it the 50%? So we can get that to 100% now. I went just a little bit too high there on the toe. That is it. Car is done. And here comes Kimi. And there we go. 100% prep. And it'll be 100% for Oscar as well when he does his first outlap in qualifying. So we're done with practice. Just need to wait out the last 30 minutes of the session now. See if anyone else crashes. Let's take a look at Maury. Got away with it by the look of it. Unless that's a different ERS. Leclerc has got a new gearbox. I think. Nunez has missed a sitter from yards out. Well, that is Nunez. You know, he scores amazing goals and makes a complete hash of very simple finishes. While we're looking at cars, let's take a look at Max. Might have done some damage to his car. Gasly's looking quick. His ERS is going to give him some issues, though, as the race weekend progresses. This race is definitely trickier than it was on last year's game with the reduced DRS zone on the Vegas Strip. Before it would start at the beginning of the second sector. The detection point would be just after turn 11, just before turn 12, and then would activate pretty much where the second sector starts. Oh, sorry, the third sector starts. Now, as you can see, it's halfway down the strip before it activates. So you make the overtake too soon, you give up the DRS and risk being re-overtaken going into the chicane at the end of the straight. Definitely a trickier race now to break away than it was the last time. That's Porsche with a very quick lap to top the timings in the final session there. Could be a slipstream run. Could be genuine pace. We shall see. Time to get ready for qualifying.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Qualifying is when F1's most glamorous street circuit really comes into its own, with cars on full throttle down a huge section of the Las Vegas Strip. Getting tyres into the optimal temperature range will be crucial to setting a good time here.
Now there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
Well, neither teammate has really managed to score well so far. Perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
What? What do you mean neither teammate has managed to score well? They're first and second in the Drivers' Championship. What the fuck is he talking about? Crofty's getting more and more stupid. Actually, no, Karun, sorry, is getting more and more stupid. Right, let's change the engines before I forget. Much more power in Kimi's car, but not by a lot. I think the Red Bull power drop threshold is 85%.
Starting now.
Might be 90 actually, I'm not sure.
Warm the tyres where you can.
Copy.
So, a reminder that this is the first of the 3 liveries that is up to be voted on at the moment on the post tab of my channel. Vote will be open till Friday evening. And once we finish Friday's race, that's when we'll be implementing the results of the poll. I was originally just going to run this livery for Abu Dhabi, but I figured we'd run it for Vegas tonight, and then tomorrow we'll run the DHL livery when we go to Qatar, and then we'll run the FedEx livery when we go to Abu Dhabi on Friday, so that you'll get to see the livery in action across a whole race weekend for each livery. You have got time to cast your vote if you haven't done so already. I'm assuming you can amend your vote if you have already voted. I'm not sure. Maybe seeing the livery running will change your opinion as to which one you want to go with.
Tyre temperatures look good.
And drive straight out, the track will be clear.
So Oscar happy to
Oh,
open
that Cadillac badge is a bit big.
Tyres are just coming
On
to the window.
the
It's all clear ahead.
on the halo there, I have to reduce that down a little bit, I think. The T is quicker than Porsche Air. That means Porsche Air must have been held up somewhere. Because Valtteri just pumps in a time that's 7/10 quicker. Iwasa goes second. Piastri's approaching the line now. Piastri only 3/10 quicker.
Remember, the delta needs to be negative at the safety car line.
And Antonelli goes 43 thousandths of a second quicker. So it was a clean lap from Oscar. That should be enough to get us through without any real issue. We've got one of the Red Bulls coming through behind us. That'll be Charles Leclerc. We get out of his way. That's Oscar getting out of the way, I believe. Yep. Will the two Salvas get in the way? Don't think they will. If anything, they might give a little bit of a boost up towards the line. Maybe a slight lift there. Leclerc is slower than Albon, so maybe he did get slightly held up there. Gasly goes P3, Max goes P2, splits Antonelli and Piastri. Ocon's quicker than Leclerc right now. Porsche in the drop zone. We have a yellow flag. Stroll in the wall. Potentially.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Tsunoda in the wall. Is it out lap or is it in lap? Yeah, you did fuck up there. Very badly.
Now the Ferrari's involved in this one.
The T's crashed.
Watching the Ferrari. There's clear contact there, and that is a miserable mark on their qualifying session.
Oh my god. I am genuinely worried about the state of Ferrari's finances. So Leclerc improves, goes 3/10 quicker than Antonelli at the top on that second run. We could have found extra time if we'd gone again, but we didn't need to, so we didn't. Do single run again on these tyres, and then maybe do another run towards the end of the session. I'm just going to whiz through this first run.
Okay, that's green light.
Gasly out early. Now Max is out as well. Let's see if the traffic starts to pop out in front of us. Not for Oscar. What about for Kimi? Oh, maybe. Yep, a little lift. Kimi definitely getting held up. Just a tiny bit. .135.0 for Gasly. Piastri goes 2.5 tenths quicker. He should be quicker than Antonelli.
Remember, the delta needs to be negative at the end of the lap.
Oh no, Antonelli pipped him by 12 thousandths.
Just get that delta negative, please.
So this session should be much tighter. We'll prep for a second run. Let's see if we need to go again. Leclerc's still yet to go on his lap now. Oh, he's gone up to third. I think we're still safe. Yeah, let's sit in the garage. Looks like Stoffel just about managed to stay in the top 10 there. Yes, he did. Slights out. Lando is out. Ricardo's out. Tsunoda's out. Joe and Perez. So we've got both Astons through, both Saubers through, both Red Bulls, both Williams, both Brabhams. Interesting. How many sets of new tyres? I've still got 4 sets. So we'll probably be one stopping this race. Like, this is 2 runs on brand new tyres.
Green light.
was completely unintentional. Getting the car out behind Charles. I was hoping for clear air. Don't think we'll be close enough from the start of the lap to get the slipstream.
Yeah, copy.
And everybody now on the track. Albon and Iwasa has started their flying lap.
Tyre temperatures are good. Tyre temperatures look good.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead. Let's go.
All clear ahead. Yeah, good to go.
And Iwasa is getting a very nice slipstream at the moment off the back of Albon. Now Gasly's gone quickest in the first. Leclerc goes quicker. Oscar goes quicker still. And Antonelli is not as quick. Iwasa's time could be the one to beat here. 134.3, that's quick. That's the power of the slipstream there, because that is quicker than that car should be able to do. I think. Half a second quicker than Gasly. Oh, and Iwasa might actually steal pole position here. See what Leclerc does. Leclerc goes P2. He's nearly 4 tenths away. Oscar has pipped Iwasa, but only just. Look at that. 35 thousandths of a second faster. Antonelli coming up to the line. He goes P3, and he's slower than Iwasa
P3.
by 17 thousandths of a second. Max up to P6. Still waiting on Ocon and Valtteri. There's Valtteri, goes P6 ahead of Verstappen. And Ocon will be the last one to set his time. And he goes P5. We have really strong pace here. Although having said that, I think we were the only ones to run brand new tyres, weren't we? Yes, we were. So, expect to see more pace out of the rest of the grid on their second runs, with the exception, probably, of Iwasa, unless he gets another slipstream. So, this is very much still game on. Gasly and Leclerc have gone early. Everyone's coming out. Antonelli might be the last car across the line, actually. I think he will be. A couple of cars behind Oscar. That is
Some breaks a bit.
Albon and Max. And there you can see Kimi in the background. Fun fact, the Las Vegas circuit outline kind of looks like an upside down pig. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you could argue maybe a bull as well. A bison. Maybe a Highland hairy coo.
The temperatures all look fine. And drive straight out, the track will be clear. Let's go.
All right, now, final flying laps.
We're happy with the temps. All clear ahead. Good to go.
Gasly went up to P4 briefly. Now Leclerc has gone up to P4. He will not be putting it on pole. I think this is between Oscar and Antonelli. Don't expect Iwasa to improve. Where is Iwasa? Oh, he's getting a slipstream again, maybe. This time behind Ocon. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Has not improved in the first sector. Oscar's gone purple. Car's working really well here. And Iwasa find a little bit to try and displace Piastri, who has gone personal best in the middle sector. Valtteri crosses the line, goes P6. Ocon then moves back in front of him. Iwasa does not improve. No improvement at all from Antonelli. Piastri does improve. Max pumps in a hell of a lap. Was he right behind me? Oh no, he got right behind Albon. That's it then. We're not gonna sit on pole. Max has got pole position. Here comes Kimi. Fails to improve. He will start in 4th place behind Iwasa, but ahead of Charles Leclerc. And I think that is everybody now. That is. So Max has pole from Oscar. Then Ayumu Iwasa in 3rd place ahead of Kimi Antonelli. Charles Leclerc takes 5th. Then it's Gasly in 6th. Ocon in 7th. Valtteri in 8th. And then the 2 Astons of Van Dorn and Albon locking out row 5. This should be an interesting Grand Prix.
The city of Las Vegas is abuzz with excitement, and the drivers now ready themselves for 50 laps under the lights.
Las Vegas is a super fast street circuit, and the long straight along the dazzling strip could be a tempting and yet challenging place to try and overtake.
Formula One's highest speed street circuit promises incredible action up and down the Las Vegas Strip. Racing at night means track temperatures will be lower, so data from Free Practice 2 could be crucial to managing both qualifying and the Grand Prix. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
All right, so it offers me up the two-stop strategy. If we do go two-stop, it won't be that one. I mean, it's slowest on paper. Well, actually, that's the slowest on paper. But I think soft to medium is going to be the way to go. Maybe medium to soft. I might flip them. But Kimi can just about get away without having to protect his tyres, I think. But we will run like that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take... In fact, we're actually going to put an extra 2 laps of fuel in. We'll turn the tyres down after the first lap or two. But we're going to put 2 extra laps of fuel in and just push the fuel to balance out the fact that we're going to be looking after the tyres. We get an early safety car. I can put Antonelli onto another 2 sets of softs. What were the results? Antonelli won both the race and the sprint. Piastri second in the sprint, I think third in the race. So opened up a 10-point gap in the points, or reduced the gap by 10 points. It is still mathematically possible for Kimi, but it's going to need something to happen to Oscar, I think, for him to have any chance, realistically. He's 65 points behind with, what was it, 84 or 86 points remaining? 86 points remaining. So, slim chance, but not impossible.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karoo.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? We're all ready to go in Las Vegas. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Good start from Kimi. Good start from Oscar. Max is able to hold on though. Oscar's going to have a look. Not that many starting on the softs. Apart from Oscar, it's Van Dorn, Valtteri, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, And then a little bit further down, Sargent, Lawson and Pourchaire. Got a couple on the hards, Gasly and Zhou. Their pace is not going to be great to start, but it will pick up as the session continues. Oscar's engine blows up 5 times in succession. That would be impressive considering there's only 4 actual races to go. Well, 5 if you include this one. No. 4 including this one. This race, then the sprint at Qatar, then the race at Qatar, then Abu Dhabi.
DRS enabled. That's currently P3. Next car, Piastri. At point 2. Get behind point 8.
Right.
Keep your head down.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Sorry.
Max is going to bolt away. We'll let him go because without DRS it will be relatively easy to haul him in. So DRS is pretty powerful around here. There's a fault already for Iwasa. I missed the pop-up for that. I'll have to wait till we cross the line and then have a look. Oh, Antonelli getting swamped. But he's still in peak confidence. It's a long stint yet. Charles pushes through and we can ride his pace. Haven't touched our battery yet either. So we still have that in reserve.
Use overtake.
And we're going to use that now.
Overtake is
Because there is a
available.
risk that we get dropped. See Kimi making the move in the background.
Nice job, really nice job. So next car will be Piastri. Gap ahead, 1.6.
Oscar yet to get through. So we'll go back into top up.
We can have recharge on now.
New fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. And the gap has come down by 2 seconds to Max Verstappen.
We don't want to lose too much time.
Gasly's got through as well. In fact, he's having a look at Kimi on those hard tyres. Leclerc's almost caught the back of Max now. Let's have a look at the fault for Iwasa, see what it is. Stroll picks up a fault now.
Engine feels quite down.
That's what Stroll's saying about his car. His car is saying it feels a lack of talent from its driver. Yeah, gearbox issues. That's not likely to improve. Stroll's race is done as his car's gone orange already. Stroll may not make the end of the race then. Leclerc is into the lead. Antonelli is now out of battery.
Charge the pack.
I need to let Gasly go through so we can charge up. Try and sprint our way up back onto the field again. There we go, there is the overtake.
We got Ocon behind. This is good.
Gap is definitely opening up.
Gap 2.9. Overtake available.
Recharge on.
Copy. Overtake available.
Oh, we have a yellow flag. A lock-up for
Let's take a
Petit
closer look.
as Ocon
Heading
gets
down the
through.
straight. The brakes couldn't cope. What caused that, I
Big
wonder?
lock-up there. And that won't have done his tyres any favours. Yeah, down to 59%. Oof.
I've got Albon.
Definitely a three-stop for the Ferraris tonight. Oh, I lost the DRS. I'm going to get swamped by Albon and Bottas here.
Yeah, he did get DRS.
Not a good start to the race for Kimi. And we've already been dropped again. Now Was is going to be all over me.
overtake will be available.
Yeah.
Ocon trying to close that gap up to the front three.
So happy to push now.
Maybe, just maybe, I can catch the train before the detection point.
He has DRS.
Nope. I will catch him here.
Copy.
And we'll leave the Wasser behind. Or not. Wasser late on the brakes there.
There are opportunities ahead.
Overtake available.
Come on, keep the range. Keep the range. Ah, did I lose it? Nope. Just stayed in. Oscar moves through into the lead.
Copy that.
Let's see what pace you can do.
Copy.
Evening, Rinketic.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Ugh. Yeah, Norris has got me.
Feel okay so far.
Keep your head down.
Really not a good start, Francinelli, but he is running the
Gap 1.3.
medium in the opening stint.
Copy.
Had hoped I'd be able to break away from Max, but nope. And Leclerc's right there as well.
Recharge on. It's a good lap. That's a
New
good lap.
fastest lap for Oscar.
Copy.
I might have actually just dropped Max after all.
So happy with this management at the moment.
Yeah, copy that.
Verstappen's back in range again. Didn't take long. But the two of us have pulled away from Leclerc. We'll keep the tyre pace going another lap for Oscar. We'll go another couple of laps with Kimi, I think. Those gearbox issues really are hampering Iwasa's pace. He's dropped down to 11th place now, although he's in the DRS zone of Ricciardo. So should get back in front of him. No. Did not manage it. He's also on mediums and he's got some soft runners around him now. So he might... Oh, his tyres are not looking great either. He might struggle. But I'm looking at Max and Leclerc's tyres as well. They're in pretty rough shape.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Copy.
Kimi now moves back past Norris. Again, tyres in front of Kimi. They're in pretty rough shape. Looks like everybody's going to go for a two-stop apart from us then, at these early stages. Even Gasly and Zhou on their hard tyres have been pushing pretty hard as well. They might try for a one-stop, but I don't see it.
Ocon ahead. Yeah, 0.3.
There we go, we've got the move done on Ocon.
0.5.
Starting to push back through the field.
Yes, let's go.
Nice job. Valtteri, he's the next car.
Recharge on.
Just give us some tyre feedback.
Tires are good.
We get up the inside of Alex Albon. Another place retaken for Kimi. Valtteri up next.
Awesome job, mate. Next car is Bottas.
And Valtteri actually sneaks his way around Gasly. We had to slam the anchors on there so as we didn't run into the back of the Williams. We're going to be turning Anthony's tyres back down again in a lap or so.
Good stuff. Okay, that's for Stafford.
I'm going to do it now. Oh, red flag. Now this makes things interesting. So... I think what I might try and do is just go to the end on a set of hard tyres. With Oscar. But Kimi has already run the long stint, so we can now switch him to a two-stop. Do that. Have a look. Oh, it's Iwasa and Ricardo. Yeah, they've had a coming together. And that's blocking traffic, which is why we've got the red flag. Kind of works out. I was just about to pit anyway. No, I wasn't. Everyone else was. I wasn't. Would have been better to have that in about 10 laps time. So we will go with a set of hard tyres. Roscoe and try and just go to the end with him. As for Kimi, we will switch him onto a two-stop strategy. And I'm just worried, did I actually collect the tyres? I think I did.
As the race continues.
Yes, I did. I can see soft markings on Antonelli's car.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Good start from Piastri. Stays ahead of Max. Quite a few drivers have gone onto hard tyres that may try and go to the end. Max and Leclerc included in that. Antonelli in P5.
There's still opportunities here. We think there's still opportunities here.
Gasly has DRS.
There's Pierre slipping through. We are, again, keeping the battery in reserve.
You got Ocon behind.
And we have lost the DRS. I do not want to stress Oscar's tyres. He's getting swallowed up here. Gasly gets through, Valtteri gets through, Kimi's up next.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
139.7. New fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. Making his break at the front, or trying to. Max will go with him.
Ocon has DRS.
And Oscar's been dropped again.
Use overtake.
Turn the batteries on now.
Copy.
Antonelli now moving ahead, which is what we needed, given that he is having to make another stop. Hopefully he can bring Piastri with him to get back onto the train. Gasly sets the new fastest lap of 139.1. It's half a second quicker than we went. This should be a quicker lap, I think, for Kimi.
Get DRS.
I don't know if those hard tyres for the other cars will go to the end. They might well be stopping again. If Piastri does go through to the end, then he will not be getting any kind of pit stop time to try and get on the leaderboard, because we made his stop under red flag conditions. Antonelli will make a stop under racing conditions, so we should be able to get some points from him, hopefully.
Yes, let's go.
Nice job, mate. So Leclerc car ahead. Gap ahead 1.8.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds away. Valtteri tries to throw it at the inside.
Keep your head down. Car behind now, Verstappen.
And we have another yellow flag. Petit
Yellow's ahead.
Yep.
locking up again at turn 5.
So let's
Well,
take
turn
a look
4.
at the replay. Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. And there's the lockup.
Ooh,
They took a
big
gamble,
lockup.
and it was just too late.
Pack is low.
Copy.
Right, Oscar looking to try and get alongside Max. Max whoops out, and that's going to potentially cost us a place against Albon here. And it has done. Oh, an Ocon swoops through as well. We'll get in front of Norris. We do for now.
Behind Albon.
I ran out of battery. I forgot to turn his battery off. No wonder.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay, good job. Currently running P3. .3 ahead.
Lando will get DRS this lap.
We've got Ocon behind. Gap behind 1.5.
So we're struggling to make the forward progress onto the front two without the DRS. Now that we're tucked up behind Max, we can get a little bit of battery and maybe we can do some leapfrogging of our own to hunt down Gasly and Leclerc.
Focus on recharge.
Copy.
I am trying.
Reminder for the recharge button.
Copy.
Maybe Max will be able to close that gap for us. Same. All I was doing Ferrari. Yeah, next season. This season hasn't finished yet.
Nice work. So next car is Gasly. Gap ahead 1.5.
No hop done. 2.5.
Like, that would have been a crash if I didn't avoid him there. We saw that.
Deep breath. You're going to be okay. Recharge on.
Copy.
And if you could just give us tyre feedback.
Should be a complaint to the FIA option with a 15% chance of working in your favour. I'd probably get fined like $1 million every time I complain.
Push and hold, overtake. Nice job. Gap ahead, 1.2.
The recharge on is good. Focus on recharge. Perfect.
What's that? You find me? Are you fucking serious? One race ban.
Look good.
Alright, now we are where we need to be. And I'm looking at Leclerc's tyres against Kimi's. Yeah, there's no way those guys on the hards are going to go to the end. Which makes me wonder whether I should reassess my plan here with Oscar.
Use the pace now.
It's just a lot of compliments.
Clerk behind.
Recharge on. Perfect.
Clerk behind.
Right, I'm going to try and break away Kimi in the next lap or so. I'm just going to try and get Oscar to start pushing up again. We'll get past Valtteri here. Or not.
Solid work.
There's still opportunities here.
Didn't give me anywhere to go.
Yeah, we saw that. Use overtake.
There we go. Right, let's push Oscar.
Lovely stuff. Good job.
So Oscar, you're P8. Ahead of you is Lando.
Let's try and push up.
DRS.
Here we go.
We have overtake available.
Need a rocket launch out of this chicane now.
Yes, let's go.
Good job. Sweet.
Good job.
Car ahead is Albon.
There we go. Oscar up into P7.
Nice.
Lando has DRS.
Let's use the chance now.
Just show me what you've got.
Good job. Car ahead is Verstappen.
Can I get the brake? Claire is hanging on rather stubbornly.
Well done, Oscar.
Your P6.
Next car is Verstappen.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now there's the car of Piastri. The gap opens up for them. And Oscar Piastri climbs higher.
Right, I think we got the brake.
Good job.
We did.
Okay.
Just.
Car ahead is Ocon.
2.5.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
Car behind is Albon.
Well done, Oscar. Really good.
Very good stuff. That's P5.
Car ahead is Gasly. He's 1.3 behind.
Ah, yeah. I thought Piastri's number was 79.
And if you can just cool the tyres as much as you can.
Copy.
Oh, wait, it's 81, is it? Okay.
Here's DRS.
Yeah, a bit strange. I mean, Albon did get dropped off the grid. Took a sabbatical
How's the time?
before he came back to Aston.
Tyre feels...
But Piastri's number is still active. Be interesting to see what number he goes to if he doesn't. You know, if he doesn't win a title.
Car ahead is Ocon. 0.4.
Left to play for.
My guess is if Antonelli pips Piastri to the title, then Piastri will get his number
Car
back,
ahead is Leclerc.
and it'll be a different number for Albon next season.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
There are opportunities ahead.
Take long. We were 2.5 seconds clear. Not now. 1/10 of a second, in it.
No harm done.
Recharge on.
Still plenty of opportunities. You've got Gasly behind. Okay, well done, Oscar.
This is good. Currently P1.
So we've got Oscar back up
And overtake
into
is
third
available.
place. Plenty of life left in those tyres.
Overtake available.
Let's see if we can break away from Ocon here. I guess it's probably not.
Ocon has DRS.
You're looking at the creator team options, makes it very easy should you want to. It does, but there is a caveat. If you go with
Piastri behind.
custom drivers, new gen drivers, Lawson picks up a fault.
We are ready for
But if you go with two, like, 18 to 23-year-old, 5-star rated drivers,
Currently P1.
your driver bill is going to be extortionately high. It's going to be like nearly 70 million. Which means the team's going to struggle. You're going to lose money and you're going to go bankrupt. I went with a 5-star and a 4-star. And my salary bill for my drivers is 60 million, over 60 million, just about. Barely breaking even. So I'm not winning the races and fulfilling my sponsor objectives. I'm losing money every month. But that's with 5-star rated staff as well. So the wage bill is horrendous. And with high spec facilities, the upkeep costs on those can get quite astronomical as well.
Piastri car
Why
behind.
Ferrari went bust?
Yeah, 2.5.
They had Hamilton and Leclerc and the staff that they had and the facilities, and the upkeep costs were just too much.
Recharge on.
Let's keep this up.
Yes, let's go.
different in season 2
Next car behind is
because I'll have higher team prestige.
2.6.
So I'll be able to attract more sponsors and have a higher income. Plus, there'll be the prize money for winning the titles in season 1. But it does make the first season a little bit tricky in terms of finances, not in terms of performance.
Charge the pack. So Leclerc car ahead. Nice job. But we need more management.
Copy.
Box.
Copy, box now.
Deep breath, you're going to be okay. The car behind you now is Verstappen.
So flat out.
Recharge on.
Ferrari will bankrupt themselves. Well, all the top teams will eventually bankrupt themselves by going for huge contracts.
Car behind.
Which is why you'll randomly see like one driver
Still opportunities
be
there.
replaced with an absolute piece of shit driver. In terms of last season, it went very badly for Ferrari. They had to bin off all their associates. Leclerc went to Red Bull. Ferrari did not renew Hamilton.
Car behind.
And that's why they're in the situation they're in this year.
Lando's in pit lane at the moment.
And the big knock-on effect of that is that Ferrari's prize money is going to be abysmal for next season.
Box is left.
Box.
You can go big on wages, but you have to be winning. And if you have a really bad season and you finish 4th or 5th, you're losing prize money. You're not winning that many races. So you're probably struggling with your sponsor objectives. And it just starts to snowball if you're not careful.
More lift and coast.
More lift and coast for these PU temps.
All right, into the pits for Kimi. Decent stop, 2.0. Not earth-shatteringly quick.
We'll just bring these in over the first couple of laps. Yeah, we should be clear on exit.
Good enough for P6.
It's currently P5.
We've already won that competition though, so
Head 0.5.
oh, horrendous.
Norris behind. Get behind 2.6. There are 18 laps to go.
Yeah, recharge on is good.
Copy, okay.
All right.
Verstappen has
Piastri's turn. Max boxing as well. We get a good stop, we'll get back out in front of Max.
We just lost a compliment.
Car behind now.
Now Luke.
4 seconds behind.
We can afford some gentle introduction.
And we jump Verstappen.
That'll be P6. Car ahead is Gasly. 0.8. And 1.1. 17 laps to go from here. 17 laps to go from here.
So Gasly car behind. And introduce more management.
Copy.
Oh, you heard that as well, did you? I did wonder. I wasn't sure if it was just me hearing things.
Yes, DRS. Okay, that's Verstappen ahead of you. We think there's still opportunities here.
Copy.
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Which is exactly what we're going to do for a little while at least, is look after the tyres. Build up a grip advantage. Because if we go for flying laps, we're going to burn the rubbers
Car behind
very quickly.
There are opportunities ahead.
Leclerc is yet to stop. So we're racing Norris at the moment. And we're only 1.5 seconds behind him, effectively. A little bit further back for Piastri. Piastri, I'm going to go for a flying lap on the next lap. Just to try and get him back onto the front.
Gap. Okay, use deploy.
Copy.
car behind is now Albon.
And there we go. We're on the
Still plenty of
on the tail of Ocon and Norris. We have caught them.
Norris, car ahead. Keep your head down.
Evening, Daniel.
Okay, good job. Oh, go on ahead.
Oh man, Leclerc's pace is falling off the cliff at the moment.
0.4. No harm done.
I think I just gave up the DRS to Max. Yes, I did.
Nice.
Good job, Oscar. So ahead of you is Lando.
Punch back through again.
Gasly is now the car behind. Gasly 2.4.
New fastest lap, 137.5. What was the previous fastest lap?
Copy.
138.6, so 1.1 seconds quicker.
Copy.
You know, that Leclerc now just 1.5 seconds ahead of us.
Use overtake.
He's lapping 4.5 seconds a lap slower right now.
So Norris car behind him.
What did I think of the O2 event? I thought it was all right. I thought some of the liveries were really good. Some of them were
Just good.
bang average. Some of them were a bit iffy. Alpine in particular looks a bit iffy.
Yeah, good job. Currently P1.
Not against the idea of them doing a similar kind of event again in the future, but they need to streamline it more if they're going to do it again.
Nice work, Oscar.
Because it was a bit of a slog.
He's 1.3 behind.
Let's start pushing them. Overtake is available.
Well, Alpine Insider said we're crying over it. 6 minutes of music, 1 minute of car. Yeah, like I said, the Alpine segment was car crash TV. Couldn't look away. It was spectacularly bad.
That would have been a crash if I didn't avoid him then. We saw that.
Gasly is now the car behind.
What do I think of them dropping the fastest lap? I think it's about time. You know, the idea of it worked on paper. In reality, it was a disaster. Teams would just deliberately box to take the fastest lap away from somebody, even if they couldn't get the point themselves. You know, just made a mockery of it.
Lovely stuff.
Great work, Oscar.
That's P5.
That's the new fastest lap. 136.5.
So
which is a full second quicker than Oscar, and Porsche popped up in between us. No more fastest. Yeah, no, it's gone away this year. Or it goes away this year.
Currently still on plan. Charge the pack.
Deep breath, you're going to be okay.
What's my predictions for the season? Not making any predictions until we actually get some information about how the cars run.
High temperature management looking very good.
You know, testing won't give us a full picture.
Yeah, okay.
But it will give us some indicators.
Okay, Leclerc is the car behind.
But I won't make any predictions until after Bahrain. After Melbourne. There we go. Leclerc finally boxes. Oscar has the quickest stop. Kimi is up there in P8. Neither Red Bull driver has made it so far. And Leclerc's down there P11 now. Right, we need to up Oscar's pace a little bit because he's starting to slip away again. Max is pushing onto the back of us, so we'll need to up the pace there a little bit as well. Do I think teams will focus on the 26 cars more than 25? Absolutely, of course they will.
Behind you now.
Whether they'll write off the season or not, I don't think they will. And some teams will have to spend more on the 25 if they're going for the championship. So Ferrari, potentially Mercedes, who knows, Red Bull, McLaren.
Just give us some feedback on the tyres.
But I don't think anyone will write the season off. I mean, you could argue that Sauber might, but they can't afford another season like last year.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Copy. Okay, so we just need to get into that management.
Copy.
He has DRS.
Copy that.
How's the tyre doing?
Feel okay so far.
I haven't seen the trailer. I've only seen the footage that they showed last year. Last night. Which wasn't a trailer. But I've heard that that line before. And while it's simplified, that's the approach that Red Bull took when they were using Renault engines in the turbo hybrid era. So we can't match them for straight line pace, so we'll have to make the time up in the corners.
Good job. Okay, that's P5. P5 with that lap.
Car ahead is Ocon.
Use the overtake button.
I was going to suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Okay, copy. It's just a lot of confidence.
Keep your head down. Got Norris behind 1.5. So Norris behind. So gap behind 0.7.
Yes, let's go.
Good job. Norris behind. So happy to drop, lift and coast.
It's just increased LICO. And reminder for recharge.
Right, we're set up very nicely now on tyre wear. We've got faster tyres than Norris, and given that he's probably pushing them very hard, probably similar kind of lifespan left, we've got a 10% wear rate advantage over Verstappen.
Nice work. So that's currently P1.
Now we just need to wait for the right moment to try and break away. Where's Leclerc? Leclerc's got himself back into the points in 10th. On a set of mediums with a lot more life than the cars in front. So he should get past Sainz and Valtteri pretty quickly. Then it's only a couple of seconds to Gasly, who has a fault, and Albon. And then that'll be as high as he can go with the remaining laps.
Let's go flat out.
Max is going to be the biggest threat for the win here, I think.
5 laps remaining when you cross the line.
Unless he absolutely destroys his tyres in the next couple of laps. Possible. Running in the dirt yet.
Nice job. P1.
And Oscar, the pack is good.
Your recharge on is good.
The more pressure we put on Norris, the more likely he is to slip off the back of Max.
Behind you is Ocon 0.4. Still plenty of opportunities. Has DRS.
Yeah.
Use overtake.
Behind Piastri. So gap behind 1.9.
There we go. Oscar now up into P3, pushing hard to close in on the front two.
5 laps remaining.
Recharge on, please.
And then got there very quickly.
Good job. Currently P1.
Pack is high. Okay, that's Verstappen ahead of you.
Gap 0.7.
There's still opportunities here. Recharge on.
Recharge on.
And now it's become a 3-horse race.
So I've got Piastri's car behind.
Oh! Red flag.
Red flag,
Stoffel
red
is
flag.
out. That makes things tricky. Right, 90% tyres. %91 tyres. All right, so everyone's going to be sprinting at the very end here. Going to be overfueled. Battery timing is going to be absolutely critical here.
And look at the team there. They all knew what that moment meant.
Could be big points for somebody with all these retirements.
It's time to pick up where we left off as the race restarts.
How many laps are we going to have? 2 or 3?
It's lights out and away we
2
go.
laps.
Use overtake.
Copy.
All right, this is it.
Overtake.
We're going to have
Copy.
1 lap of DRS to decide this race.
Fuel on plan.
And Kimi is boxed in.
Behind we got Piastri.
And we have a yellow flag.
Debris on the main straight.
Coming together at the end of the straight. Oh, it's Sylvain Petit. Of course it is. And we've gone from looking like favourites for a 1-2 to maybe not getting first or second here. Penalty for Ricciardo. Antonelli up into second.
Good job.
Oscar still in 4th place.
Norris is the next car.
He's going to come down to the strip. The strip will determine who finishes where.
Point 2.
Antonelli should get the move done on Max. On Lando. Unless Lando goes super defensive, which he has done. Max is going to box in Antonelli. Antonelli has the drive, but he's boxed in again. Max is going to pep him across the line. Or is he? Oh, it's second place for Kimi. Someone takes the fastest lap from us on the end there. Fucking Checo. How about that for a finish? Top 4 separated by just 0.2 of a second.
Karun, what a brilliant drive we just witnessed there.
Definitely a well-deserved podium. You've got to say their race strategy was very good indeed.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups with a team that worked so hard to see this moment. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Well, everyone, that's all from us here in Las Vegas.
For the next round, we'll be travelling to Qatar as the drivers battle it out at the Losail International Circuit. We'll see you there.
So, confirmation of the final result then. Lando Norris, out of nowhere, gets the win 11 places up from where he started. Oh, what an exciting last 2 laps that was. Kimi takes second place, lost the bonus point for the fastest lap that Checo took away from us at the very end there. Then Max in third place, Oscar in fourth. That's another 6 points towards Kimi. So the gap now 59 points, I think, but there's only 58 points left. No, there are 60 points left because there are 2 fastest laps. So Oscar needs just 2 points to guarantee that he will win the World Championship. So that could well be determined in the sprint in Qatar. Kimi needs a miracle now. He needs to win the race, the sprint, and then the race. The next 3 actual bits of racing to do, both the sprint and the race at Qatar and the race at Abu Dhabi, and get the fastest lap in both the Qatar race and the Abu Dhabi race. Technically, he could afford to drop one of those points, but he effectively needs a triple DNF from Oscar. Or if Oscar scores 1 point, then Kimi needs to get all the wins and both the fastest laps. And that will tie them on points, but Kimi has more wins than Oscar. So Kimi will win the title if that happens. But, I mean, the likelihood of that? Slim to none. So that is one hand very firmly grasped on the title now for Oscar Piastri, who will become back-to-back champion. Ocon finishing in 5th place. Then it's Albon in 6th place. 7th place for Gasly. 8th place for Valtteri. Charles Leclerc finishing all the way down in 9th in the end. Logan Sargent up 7 places to take the final point at his home Grand Prix, ahead of Théo Pourchaire. Both McLarens having a strong weekend in terms of position gain. 10 places gained for Pourchaire there, along with the 11 for Lando. Sainz is 12th, then it's Tsunoda in 13th. 14th is Checo. 15th for Mori. 16th for Sylvain Petit. Then it's Stroll in 17th. 18th for Lawson. 19th with a 5-second penalty, Daniel Ricciardo. And then the retirements of Zhou Guanyu, Stoffel Van Dorn, Ayumu Uwasa also out as well. Drivers' Championship then, there you can see the gap is 59 points. As I say, there are only 60 points remaining. So it will be very, very interesting to see whether or not Kimi can keep it alive. Will there be another twist in this tale? Who knows? Charles Leclerc in 3rd place has a gap to Max that is 31 points. But Max took a big bite out of Charles today. I don't think he's got enough left to be able to overhaul him. But he has at least picked up a win this year to go along with the 8 podiums. So he's had a pretty decent season, all things considered. Lando has moved ahead of Esteban Ocon, having struggled for points recently. Picking up that win has done him the power of good. He's pulled out a 10-point gap to Ocon now. Gasly in P7, then it's George in P8. Albon moves up into P9, 2 places up ahead of Théo Pourchaire and Valtteri Bottas. Then it's Carlos Sainz in 12th, Logan Sargent in 13th, 14th for Zhou Guanyu, 15th for Yuki Tsunoda, 16th for Daniel Ricciardo, 17th for Stroll, 18th for Iwasa, 19th for Stoffel Van Dorn. In 20th, it's Checo with those 2 points for Haas. Then it's Liam Lawson, Matteo Mori and Sylvain Petit bringing up the rear, all 3 of them yet to score. In the constructors' standings, we're on to 915 points now. Didn't get the maximum tonight. Red Bull gets 12 points. They're on to 499. Williams have closed the gap by 9. But again, it's a big margin. There are, let's see, 2 rounds. That's 88 points. Plus another 15, so that's 93. 103 points left in the constructors' title, or the constructors' standings. 103 points left up for grabs. Williams are 67 points behind. That's not impossible, but that would require Williams to be winning first and second as well, ideally, to have a real chance. So Red Bull very close to being confirmed in second place, not quite there yet. Williams can finish no worse than third, so it's been a great year for Williams. McLaren will finish in fourth place. They won't get any higher, they won't go any lower. Alpine in fifth, ahead of Mercedes by 13 points. Sauber just 5 points behind Mercedes, having shrunk that gap a little bit. And Aston level on points with Sauber as well on 60 points after their score today. So very, very tight in the battle for sixth in particular. And theoretically, all four of those teams still in the hunt for fifth place. RB on 52 points, probably too far behind. No points again today. They've kind of gone off the boil a little bit this year. Haas with just 2 points in 10th. Ferrari still on 0 points. Not a good season at all for Ferrari, and potentially will be a horrendous situation when we arrive next season. There you see the pit stops. We had the quickest stop and the 9th quickest stop in the end. Mercedes getting some strong points with Ricciardo second, Sainz in 6th. Ferrari also proving that while they can't keep the lights on, they can certainly train their mechanics in the dark. Getting 3rd and 7th today. Another couple of quick stops for them. McLaren 4th and 10th. Haas getting some points in 5th place with Liam Lawson. Alpine picking up a few points in 8th as well. So the standings look like this. 551 points for us. We are easily confirmed as champions ahead of McLaren. McLaren are almost guaranteed, I think, now. They are 101 points ahead. Yes, McLaren are confirmed in 2nd place. Cannot be caught. But it's still anyone's guess for 3rd place. Ferrari are just 14 points clear of Mercedes. Mercedes closed the gap today. Red Bull has slipped down to 5th now on 220 points. No points again for them today. They are 32 points behind Ferrari. It's unlikely, I think, now that they will be able to catch Ferrari. Maybe they can catch Mercedes. We'll see what happens in the last 2 Grand Prix. Haas moving above Alpine by 4 points. Aston in 8th place on 99 points, 1 away from hitting triple digits. Then it's RB with 87, Williams with 83, Sauber bringing up the rear with 12. And there you see the 2 stops. A 2.0, decent, but not that quick in the grand scheme of things. And a 1.856 there for Oscar. Another solid pit stop time there to take fastest. And of course, both of our drivers easily achieved their sponsor targets, so another 1.95 mil added to the bank balance. Let's go back to HQ. And we will do the housekeeping ahead of the sale before we log off. So let's go to the inbox. Oh, look at that. 5 part failures. 4 on Oscar's car. 1 on Kimmy's. Start with Kimmy's car. Go across to Oscar. New front wing, new rear wing, new side pod, and a new underfloor. There we go. All of a sudden, we are looking a little flimsy, a little light on some spare parts there. Let's see if we can keep both cars on the same spec for the rest of the year, or will we have to sacrifice a little bit of performance for Oscar? Yes, I know we're at low stock. That's been dealt with now. Not making anything else. We've got 5.2 mil at the moment. Another 10 days until we've got a couple of project slots opening up. I don't think we'll have time to do 2 projects, maybe 1. We'll have to put all of our remaining engineers, all 4 of them, on whatever part we choose. And we won't have time to do a rear wing regardless. It'll have to be, a 30-day project. You know, a chassis, a suspension, an underfloor, or a side pod. And we've already got a side pod going, so it'll basically be another suspension, an underfloor, or a chassis, if we can squeeze it in. Let's check in with the board. Board were only happy with Vegas. Second and fourth, not the best result, but bit of a crapshoot really, that last 2 laps. I wanted to make sure I definitely had enough battery at the end of the lap, which is why I didn't deploy right off the line. Probably maybe should have deployed off the line in the end. I don't know, but it is done. So no use umming and ahhing about whether I made the right decision or not. Can't go back and try it the other way. That's our current financial situation. They are loving the objectives. We have completed the season objective and the long-term objective already, which is very, very nice. Advance forward another couple of days. Right, CFD Sim upgrade is complete. Very nice. How have our drivers improved this month? A point in control and a point in reactions for Kimi. A point in accuracy for Oscar. We've got a driver changes email showing up. That's probably for us, actually, based on our staff. So staff changes. We re-signed Pat Fry. He starts a new contract. Peter Pedromo is had a contract at the end of next season. Tom Stallard still has another 2 years on his deal, as does Marcus Dudley. And just over a year left for Aurélien Pallier. And there you can see Oscar has 3 years left on his deal, 2 years left on Kimi Antonelli's deal. Big difference in the salary, as you can see. Let's get the pit crew training done for the final month of the year. So just do a day of pit stop time training there. And then not going to do any training at all in the run up to Abu Dhabi. And then we will hit the gym. Oh wait, that's Christmas Day. It doesn't really do anything whether you put them to work or not, but I just like to give the illusion of being a nice boss by giving them a Christmas Day off. There we go, we'll give them New Year's Eve off. So, that will get the chance of a mistake down to under 5%. Estimated pit stop time at 1.87. Car building will go up to 89%. Other stats will go up to 91, just in time for them to all take a dip at the end of the season. We're up to 11.3 mil. That will pay for a factory upgrade. And the prize money we'll use to fund a race sim upgrade, I would imagine. Don't want to leave them with a weak bank balance going into next season. Want to have some cash on hand. And there we go. We are prepped and ready for round 23, tomorrow's race. So, before we go, we need to change the branding. This will be tomorrow's livery. There we go, and then change the team colours. Excellent. So tomorrow we will be bright yellow with red trim, and then on Friday, last race of the season, we'll be running the FedEx livery. Don't forget, you can still cast your vote, or if you have already cast your vote and you've been swayed by seeing the livery that you originally voted for, you've been swayed by seeing one of the other ones actually running in racing conditions, and you want to change your vote, you can do that, I believe. Wayne said you can, having checked, I think. Vote will be open till the end of Friday night's stream. Once we've finished the race in Abu Dhabi, at that point, I'll have a look, see which is the most popular one, and that will become the permanent livery of this team going forward as we vacate the premises to go to Ferrari for season 5. So your decision of the 3 liveries, the Cadillac branding, the DHL or the FedEx branding, is entirely in your hands. I leave that up to you guys. If you haven't cast your vote in the poll yet, then make sure you do that before we get to the end of the race in Abu Dhabi. And I'm curious to see which one is going to win. Last time I looked, FedEx was ahead, but it wasn't that much further ahead of the original Cadillac branding. DHL was a distant third, but maybe seeing it running tomorrow will change a few people's minds. Who knows? And then, as I say, Friday we'll run the FedEx livery and see which one wins after that. I'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you then. If you have enjoyed tonight's race, please drop a like on the stream. If you're not yet subscribed, then why not consider subscribing? And be sure to hit the bell to be notified when I do go live. Until then, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.